Hello and welcome to your video on the full moon in Libra, and this is happening on September the 28th at 2:26 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm going to take a look at some of the aspects happening, some of the energy surrounding this new moon, and I felt really guided to go live on the day that we have the sun moving into Libra as well. So we are stepping into Libra season, and we're all really feeling into this energy and what it means for us in our life and how we can connect with it. So when I first looked at the chart for this new moon, it really felt like this beautiful energy of love. There was a lightness to the energy. And then as I dove a little bit deeper, looking at some of the other aspects, there's definitely a depth there as well that we can tap into and really undergo some soul level transformation. Say hi as you're joining me. Kelly, it's so nice to have you here live too. Okay, I'm so glad this is working. I went live like a couple minutes ago and the video just stopped suddenly. So send good vibes. That Facebook Live is working and all holds up because this is such a beautiful new moon and I want to share with you all the amazing energies happening around it. So as you jump on live, let me know firstly if we have any Libras here because we are in Libra season, and I have a special astrology offer for you. If you are a Libra, it is your birthday this month, reach out so I can give you the details on that. And also share with me your intentions for this new moon energy. Anytime there's a new moon, it means the sun and the moon are conjunct, and it is this beautiful opportunity where we're seeing an ending of a cycle, but as well as the beginning of a new cycle. So it's a really amazing time to set your intentions on what you want to create and what you want to manifest. So the Libra energy, it rules, Kelly's a Libra, yay! Libra rules over the 7th house in astrology, and that is the house of relationships. This is where we learn how to really connect with others, and it's not only our romantic relationships, but the Libra energy in the 7th house also governs collaborative opportunities, like our relationships with people in our business, it's our colleagues, basically any relationship. So that is definitely in the spotlight right now. Now, Libra is also ruled by the planet Venus, and that's why I titled this video really embracing more beauty in your life, embodying the energy of love and really claiming your desires, because the Venus energy embodies that as well. It is this beautiful energy where we are called to notice and celebrate the beauty of our world, to surround ourselves with beauty, and to also more deeply tap into what we desire. And I talk a lot about this, but our desires are sacred. Like, they are placed in our heart for a reason. And this new moon really is a call to more deeply connect with what we desire to share with the world, what we desire to create, what we desire to share in our relationships, and really just gaining a deeper understanding of the transformational healing power of love. So really, really beautiful energies. And again, that is just on the surface. I'm going to dive in and look deeper at more of the aspects here, because there is this element with the new moon where it's definitely great for socializing, great for connecting. Like, I'm going to an event this Saturday. My husband's not very into astrology, but I always like fill him in on what's going on anyway. And I was looking at the chart and saying, like, this is going to be such a great energy for this Saturday, just like the socializing, the connection, like that energy is really there with this new moon, where usually we're called inward at the new moon. This energy is very much about connecting, socializing, bringing in new relationships, meeting new people, even coming in contact with new mentors. And then what I feel around it is this invitation to go a little bit deeper, to dive a little bit deeper if we would like. So I'm just going to check in on these comments. Hi, Nicola. Want to manifest more abundance in my business and more traveling. Beautiful. It's a wonderful energy for that. Venus is the ruler of this new moon, and Venus embodies the energy of abundance on all levels, like financial abundance and abundance of love, just being overall in this energy of overflow and having more than enough. So And that's a Libra energy we are stepping into. And just a really fun fact, because I know I have some Libras here as well. So regardless of whether you are a Libra or not, of course, this new moon and the Libra energy applies to us all right now. But something I've noticed with Libras in my life, I mean, it is ruled by the planet Venus, is they have this obsession with their hair. And they always seem to be like changing hair colors. Like they're the people with like crazy, fun rainbow hair, or like friends that I have who are Libras. I may see them one day and they're a brunette, and then suddenly they're blonde, or they've cut all their hair off. And it's just a really fun thing. I've observed that maybe you want to look and see if the Libras in your life are similar. And it is like they tend to love like fashion and expressing themselves through clothing, but there is this thing with their hair as well that is just so cool. So fun little facts about Libras for all my Libras out there. So okay, let's get back to looking more specifically at this new moon. So opposite the new moon, we have Chiron, the wounded healer, in the sign of Aries. And the way astrology works is there's always these oppositions. There's these different axes that are in effect. So where Libra governs over our relationships, our connections, opposite that is Aries. And Aries teaches us to be really strong in who we are. So of course we need both in order to really like fully show up in our power in relationships and create relationships that are built on peace and respect and harmony, which Libra invites us to do. We first need to be really strong in who we are. Like we need to have both together. If we don't know ourselves and we're not looking at how we can show up confidently, how we can heal our wounds so we're not projecting them onto other people, we can't fully show up and have fulfilling relationships. So this dynamic is definitely in effect at the new moon, where we are really called to look at, what is my role in relationships? How can I create more peace and harmony in the connections that I make in my life? And what does that mean about what I need to look at and heal? And that's where the Chiron in Aries comes in, just really teaching us to be strong and powerful in who we are, to do that inner work of healing ourselves, and how naturally as we do that, it influences our relationships. So there's a huge spotlight on that at the time of this new moon. Definitely all things relationships, set your intentions around relationships. Now, another aspect we see the moon making is it's forming, actually, let me double check this. I'm gonna pull up my chart here. Yeah, so we've got a quincunx over to Uranus. And a quincunx in astrology is basically, it's not an opposition, so it's not a pull-in energy, but it's not like a harmonious flow either. So basically what this energy is calling us to do is to take a look at what we need to transform in our life. Like Uranus is all about progression. It's all about transformation. And in the process of that, it can feel like chaotic at times. Anytime we're in the midst of transformation in our life, there can feel like this energy of chaos. But then we come out on the other side of that and we realize I may have needed to go through some of those challenging times to really step into this next level me, to really be the best person I can be. So this is where we start to see around the new moon where there's a deeper aspect in play, where if we want to explore it, if we don't, this new moon can just be like a really fun energy of let's connect with people I love, let's socialize, let's meet new people, like embrace and enjoy all of that. And then there is this invitation, if you want, to dive a little bit deeper and look at what you need to transform in your life. And since we're looking at the Libra energy, which is ruled by Venus, it's all things that Venus governs. So looking at transformation in your relationships, looking at transformation with love, how you can shift more into the energy of love in your life. Like even just looking at, I was thinking about this today and I feel it's so powerful and worth sharing. So anytime we have like a feeling of anxiety in our life, and whether that anxiety is directed around our money, or maybe it's our health, or it's our relationships, that anxiety means we've shifted into this energetic space of fear. And what this new moon really calls us to do is return to that energy of love. and looking for those signs of maybe anxiety or a feeling of stress or discomfort in our life, and how that's bringing into our awareness that we may have some thoughts that are just rooted in this idea of fear or lack, and how we always are invited to transform that into more of a loving energy. So we're really feeling that pull at the new moon, and this is where you can go a little bit deeper and do that work. And again, the things that are really in focus are your relationships and are around your finances, as well as your core values. Like, what is it you really value at a core level, and is your life in alignment with that? This is a really good time to like make any transformations in that area as well. So say hi if you're just jumping in. Feel free to share with me, what are your intentions for this new moon? What are you manifesting? What are you creating? If you know people in your life who could benefit from this talk on the new moon in Libra, feel free to invite them in to join you, or just to share this video out. It's really, really beautiful energy. Kelly, I'm gonna read this. Hilarious, just chopped my hair into some long layers and now it's super curly. I love that. As a Libra, right? It's so funny. And then when I ran into my sister, who is also a Libra, she also cut off a bunch of length. Yeah, I don't even know what it is with Libras in their hair. Like, I say I don't know what it is, but they are ruled by Venus. So it is this planet where we are aware of how we're presenting ourselves to the world. But it's just so interesting that with Libras, it seems to be very like directed toward their hair. So fun. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. Nicola, not so true about the hair. One of my closest friends is a Libra. Yeah, so fun to observe those little things with the zodiac sign. And the other sign that's ruled by Venus is Taurus. And it's interesting because the Taurus and Libra are very different energies, even though they're ruled by the planet Venus. And with Taurus, I find it's very much like directed toward like decorating and style in their home, decorating in their home and that connection to nature. And Libra just seems to be more fashion and hair. So it's really cool. Okay, so let me take a look at the chart here. I have my MacBook on the side, because I really just want to feel into these energies and share with you the different aspects. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a look at Venus, since that is the ruler of this new moon and the aspects that Venus is forming. So one that's a really beautiful, like loving, expansive, is this sextile over to Jupiter in Sagittarius. So Venus and Jupiter meeting up, that is the energy of abundance. That is that beautiful feeling of expansion within us. It's like the part of us that knows we are loved, that just wants to connect with other people, that is always wanting to grow and expand. So there's this beautiful energy around this new moon that is inviting us to expand into our next level. And Libra is also an air sign, and we have Mercury, the communication planet, in the sign of Libra as well. So it's like on all levels, we're called to elevate. We're being called to step into our next level. And Jupiter's just expanding it all. Like, it's just a really fun energy. So really, like, take time to feel into that energy of abundance and how it is expressed in your life. Like, abundance can show up in many different ways. Like, we can feel this abundance of support. We can feel an abundance of love. We can have an abundance of money. We can have an abundance of fun. Like, abundance is simply the energy of overflow, of more than enough. And that's what we're really tapping into with this new moon. Now, where this level of transformation is coming in is not only with that connection of the moon and Uranus coming together, but it's also Venus is forming a square over to Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of power. So anytime Pluto comes into the mix, it's like a breaking down to rebuild. It is the planet of deep level soul transformation. So that's where, if we want, we can really dig in and take a look at where I am calling to be transformed in my life at this time. Like, where am I called to fully release any of my thoughts and beliefs and patterns and energy that are rooted in fear, and just vibrate higher, go to the next level, choose love instead. Now, when Pluto is involved, it's like, the quote that always comes to mind when I think of this energy is, as I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. I love that quote, and it just embodies the energy of Pluto, like a complete releasing and letting go of sometimes even our old identity, our old thought patterns, our old way of seeing ourselves, so we can evolve into the fullest expression of who we are meant to be. And because we have this Libra energy to focus on relationships, it's like as we evolve into this fullest expression of who we are meant to be, what we are meant to share with the world, that overflows into our relationships, and it positively affects, influences our connection with everyone in our life. So powerful, loving this energy. Okay, Jasmine, how are you? Oh, I love that. In sync for you. Taurus right here with a desire to clean our home space. Yes. I'm a Taurus moon. And I love like just creating beautiful spaces in my home, but I'm also a South Node in Libra. So I really get this whole fashion element too. So I just like love beauty of all kinds, just surrounding myself with beauty and expressing that like in my home as well as through fashion as well. Nicola, I'm a Sagittarius sun, and I've had the same convo with my mom today about expanding. Yes, oh, I love that. Well, Jupiter is your ruling planet, right? So it is about expanding into that next level of me, expanding into what's possible. Now, another way to see this as well, because there's a perfect trine here. I'm just looking at this chart now. Yeah. So at the new moon, we have Venus at 17 degrees, Jupiter at 17 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's this perfect sextile that's in effect, this beautiful connection between these two planets of expansion. And Jupiter is also about like mentors and teachers for us as well. And so what you may find coming in around this new moon, and you can set intentions around this, like if you're looking to attract a new mentor, beautiful energy for that. If you're looking to attract new friendships that really feel like more of a soul connection, like soulmate friendships, beautiful energy for that as well. Just people coming in who really are the soul level match. Because another way to see the energy where we have Pluto really influencing the new moon energy as well is it is like a karmic component that's there too. So a lot of these relationships and connections, there's like these soul contracts that are in place where we're really meant to meet this person and we're meant to influence one another in really beautiful, really positive ways. So say hi if you're just jumping in. Share with me your new moon intentions. What are you calling into your experience with this new moon energy? I'm going to take another look at the chart and see what else is really jumping out to share here. All right, so again, like we're just really feeling into the Libra energy, and I want to look a little at maybe the shadow aspects as well, because with any sign of the zodiac, we have how it is expressed like in the highest form of expression. And that's where with Libra, it's harmony. It's a feeling of peace in our relationships. It's being able to be so strong in who we are and speak our truth. And at the same time, we have this space to know that other people can see things in a new way. Like the Libra energy, they're natural mediators. They know how to see things from another perspective. They know how to tap into the mind of another person, and they know what to say to really like build this rapport and to build this connection. So whether you're a Libra or not, we're all feeling that right now. Hi, Kensel, welcome, and thank you for sharing out. And so we have that beautiful connection. Now in the shadow side of Libra, because these are things you may want to look at how they play out as well, there can be a feeling of indecisiveness because the Libra energy looks at two sides of everything, right? It's like the endless pros and cons list that eventually may just lead to like a feeling of exhaustion or not making up our mind about anything. So look at where in your life you may be stuck in this energy of indecision because you're trying to overanalyze something. And use this new moon energy instead to really trust that in your heart, you know what is right for you. Like we just know on a deep level, and sure there can be a place at times for doing our pros and cons, looking at both sides of things. The Libra energy teaches us that. But ultimately, if we just get honest with ourselves, we know what the right next step is. And then the key is like fully learning to trust that. Trust what that next right step is and really just saying yes to it. So in the shadow, it's this indecisiveness that we want to release and let go of. And it can also be over-sacrificing because Libra has this strong desire to keep the peace and keep the harmony above all else. it can sometimes sacrifice the needs. Like, it's that part of us that can sacrifice what we need just to keep the other person happy. And while that might work in the moment, it might bring a feeling of peace, long term what happens is we build up a feeling of resentment, or we can no longer fully access what it is we actually want or need because we're so used to just sacrificing for the other person. So that can be some of the shadow expression of this energy as well. And the reason it can be good to look at the shadow is to just see, like, where is that playing out in my life, and how can I transform that into something that is going to serve me, and because it is in my highest and best good, it's going to serve my relationships. So we begin to see that as I speak my truth and I say what I want and I say what I need, that's going to better serve my relationships long term, right? And it's also looking at boundaries as well. Where do I need to set healthier boundaries in my relationships to allow them to fully thrive? So all of that really big way coming into focus. Kensel, I am an Aries, love that. Libra, she acts more like Aries and I act more like Libra. We can feel each other like twins. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. And Kensel, I talked a little bit about that as well, because at the new moon, we do have Chiron in Aries opposite the moon in the sign of Libra. So it is like the same axes, right? Aries is about being strong in the self, being strong in who I am. And then Libra teaches us to be strong in our connections and our relationships and create harmony. So both energies are really in effect, right? We need to work with both together. And overall, like I talked a little bit about the depth of this new moon, where you can really do some deep soul level healing, soul level transformation in your relationships, in your finances, and just fully like letting go of fear, and anywhere that fear is still running the show in your life, and shifting that into love. And that's like, that may be a decision we firmly make in our life. Like we say, okay, I'm coming from this space of love. But then it also requires checking in with ourselves, like constantly checking in with ourselves and knowing throughout the day when that fear mind is taking over. And then consciously making the decision of, let me see this from the perspective of my higher self. Let me see this in a new way. And we know when we make that shift because we just like let go of the tension and stress in our body. Like we're able to fully release that and just feel better. So there definitely is that feeling of love. We can tap into that feeling of beauty and fully claiming our desires around this new moon. So really lovely energies overall. So share your takeaways with me. If you're jumping in now, share with me your intentions. And if you would like to book a private reading, feel free to reach out and I can give you the details on that. If you are a Libra, I have a birthday special that I offer that involves looking at your solar return chart. So reach out if you're interested. And I also have my program I'm offering right now, Akashic Journeys for Spiritpreneurs. So if you are a spiritual entrepreneur and you're feeling this call to elevate your business and really just receive financial abundance for the beautiful work you do in the world, attracting your soulmate clients, send me a message to learn more about that. It's all about helping you really connect to the soul of your business and the message, the programs, the services that are meant to be expressed through you. So I'm really excited to start that. We're starting that in 1 week, and there's bonus content available and free work available as soon as you sign up that can help bring shifts right away into your spiritual business and just helping you receive financial abundance and call in those soulmate clients. So very fitting for this Libra energy of connection. All right, so thank you so much for everyone joining me live today. I'm going to look back over any of the questions and comments that I missed and yeah, answer any questions I can. So sending so much love and light your way. Welcome to Libra season and enjoy this beautiful new moon. Bye for now.